Well, everybody. Hypers in chat, if you were a based Scooby Doo watcher as a kid. I was never like a massive Scooby Doo fan, but I definitely, like, it was one of those shows that I was always fine having on TV, you know? If it came on TV, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, I mean, you know, it's like they're solving mysteries and stuff, you know? It wasn't my favorite, but it was something I could enjoy, you know? It was something I could enjoy. Now, personally, when I was younger, I wasn't woke like most of you, so I wasn't like looking for characters that were like gay or whatever, so I never really picked up on any vibes that many fans picked up on that Velma might be a lesbian or bi. Isn't she like, she'd have to be bi, right? She's had a boyfriend in the past, and I think she's still attracted to men sometimes, right? Or maybe they're retconning? I don't know. Maybe they're retconning. It's hard to tell. Regardless, LGBT, she is. That is evident now. And the way we learn this is from this tweet. This tweet that went viral. Oh my god, lesbian Velma is finally canon in the movies. Let's go!
And as promised, here are your Scooby snacks.
Are Scooby snacks canonically edibles?
Jinkies.
Yeah, so that's pretty gay. That's pretty gay. Yeah, that's you know, that even though they're about 10 feet apart, that's still pretty gay. Judging by the amount of likes that tweet got, 218.5 thousand, a lot of people are thrilled. Let's go! Yeah, everyone, people are thrilled. You know, like, yes, yay, a beloved, well-known character in pop culture has been confirmed unapologetically and unambiguously to be LGBT. So what's the problem then? Well, if you've been in the space for any amount of time, you should be able to put together how this might end up leading to some drama, right? Leading to some controversy, you know? Have they already made like have they already made videos on it? Uh-oh. Clownfish TV, 8 hours ago. Velma Dinkley will never be straight again is the name of the video. All right. We're already in it. We already got grown-ass fucking adults like complaining about this shit. Oh, all right. Well, let's find out what the issue is. What's wrong with gay Velma? What's the problem with that? People are happy, people are thrilled. Let's see what the issue is with it, I suppose. If they're going to claim there is one, maybe they won't. Who knows? Maybe they're going to celebrate Velma coming out. Maybe they're going to be like, "Yo, that's fine. It's okay for her to be gay. Who cares? It's just, you know, enjoy the media or whatever. You know, don't be upset about it." That's kind of, I'm sure they'll have a very well-reasoned take that isn't going to play into some hyper-reactionary hate bandwagoning. Let's see what happens.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Don't you mean Jinkies?
Jinkies. Velma is gay again.
Uh-huh.
So, big story. Trend.
Was Velma gay before? When was Velma gay again? Or when was she gay initially? When was she gay? She's always been gay? Yeah, she was gay in the last TV series, then why are they upset about it? Why do they care then? She was closeted in one of the TV shows? She had a girlfriend in one of the cartoons? Wait, then why are they upset about it then? I know that she had like a boyfriend once, so maybe she's bi? Wait, do they not know that she could also be bi? Well, being bi isn't straight, but like, why is it titled... Okay, you know what? Just give it to me. Give me the lore, all right? I'm doing too much thinking. I shouldn't be doing this much thinking.
Trending today, and we were going to talk about Velma anyway, like what the status is of the other cartoon show and all that, but in the mainline Scooby series, they have a new direct-to-DVD movie, I guess, and she is canonically gay in the main Scooby universe now. Now, this is about a year or two after they came out and said, no pun intended, they came out and said that she was gay in Mystery Inc., of course.
Was that after she dated Shaggy?
Yes, she dated Shaggy, and then she dated Hot Dog Water. And now I like Mystery Inc. I thought it was a really good show, but that was also
Okay, so there was like somebody said or they announced that she was gay, but it was like, yeah, all right, but like show us, make that the case, don't just say she is for the sake of like, woke points, right? Like that's not what people want, right? Like if you're looking to have LGBT representation, you're not just looking for a character that's like, maybe they're gay, maybe they're not. No, you're looking to have something a little more concrete. And the more concrete it is, the more of a definitive statement it is. Like this seems to be, by the looks of it, judging by people's reactions, at least to many people, their first viewing of confirmation that she is gay. I don't know that like a director saying that Velma was in the closet in one of the movies, that feels J.K. Rowling-esque, where J.K. Rowling came out and retroactively said Dumbledore was gay. I don't know. It just feels like, then make that obvious in the story. Like, like why not? Why does it have to be like a thing that's not part of the story so that people can politically separate themselves from the existence of an LGBT character? But the people who do support LGBT characters can also have... It's literally they're trying to have their cake and eat it too when they do the whole teasing, the queer baiting thing. And I guess what people are happy about is it feels like they finally just hit that nail on the head and just confirmed it full on, unapologetically, explicitly, and without remorse. Based. Yeah, Dumbledore being gay was complete pander, yeah. And that was part of why people were upset. But the reason why people knew that it was pander was that J.K. Rowling retroactively brought that up when it would have been socially beneficial for her to just say that. And she could just tweet it out and say that was the case. And retcon that for her story, when there's really no evidence in the actual story or in J.K. Rowling's personal political beliefs, if we're being honest, that she would ever frame... I don't actually believe J.K. Rowling has the ability to frame a character she intends to be a gay man as positively as Dumbledore is framed. Like, in the story of Harry Potter. Like, I don't know. Dumbledore is framed too positively to be, like, a gay man. J.K. Rowling hates gay men. A lot of TERFs do. TERFs fucking hate gay men. Oh my god, that's really common. If you don't believe me, look it the fuck up.
Separate universe. That wasn't the main Scooby universe.
So either she was bi or Shaggy turned her off of men forever.
Or Shaggy's a chick.
There you go.
Maybe, I don't know. I am confused. I am also confused as to why we're spending so much time
talking about a cartoon character sleeping with somebody?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I can already tell this is one of those channels that likes to dip its toes as lightly into the reactionary pool as possible to pull in the views in the audience that discussing these topics brings, but aren't really willing to go out on a limb and say, this representation is bad. Instead, they're going to say things like, why does it matter what gender these children's show characters want to fuck? Well, it's not about Velma fucking this character on the left. It's about the fact that relationships are a part of life, and this is a show about, like, a bunch of adults driving around the fucking country solving not murder mysteries, like supernatural mysteries. Sometimes they are supernatural. Usually they're not. And sometimes there's, like, dating, and that comes up, like, relationships come up. And one of the characters is gay and is into a woman. Literally nothing has changed. Wait, adults? Yeah, aren't they adults? Aren't they like 18, 19, like fresh out of high school or something? Stoners, like, decided to drop it. Like, no, they didn't drop out of high school. They, like, get out of high school and immediately hit the road to go on a fucking, like, road trip. They're teens. They're like 19 or something, aren't they? Like, the vibe I always got from them as a kid was that they finished high school and were like, and Shaggy was like, guys, what if we just bought a van and traveled around the country hunting, like, supernatural entities, like zoinks? That would be pretty cool, huh? And Fred was like, that sounds dumb as shit, but you know what? I'm a himbo, and this girl here, Daphne, I like her, so I'll do it. I figured that was more or less how it went. Like, Fred was there because Daphne was there. Daphne was there because she wanted to have fun, was, like, interested in solving these mysteries and stuff. Velma was interested in solving the mysteries, and Scooby and Shaggy just want to go around and have fun and eat food. And that was my vibe. They're just a bunch of stoner friends who, like, graduated high school and like skipped college to go travel around the country exposing fake monsters. I don't know. That's the vibe I got as a kid. No, like obviously the whole, why is it a concern what gender these cartoon characters want to fuck is an obfuscation. Like sexuality does not refer entirely to sex, but to relationships, romantic relationships, something that is, you know, fine and relevant in a Scooby-Doo production. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. Please tell me how it could be a bad thing. The people talking about it, by the way, they asked, like, why are we talking about this? The people talking about it were just people saying it's cool. It was literally just people saying they're happy about it because they watched the show as kids and they're happy that this character has been confirmed to be a lesbian now because they've suspected it for a long time. Many of them themselves are lesbians who want to see this character be confirmed as such. I don't know. It just seems like they want a reason to dunk on this, but there really isn't one because they have to talk about this topic because it's the current thing.
That is the issue. Like every time you hear about Velma, man, she is always in trouble. She's either questioning her sexual identity or she's calling the cops on black people.
The Velma calling the cops on black people thing is from Multiverses, where her ult was to call the cops. And so there were a lot of people on Twitter, like literally her ultimate is to call the cops, and the cops would come and arrest the person that she used the ultimate on if it hit. And there was a tweet that went viral that I saw that said, it was something along the lines of, I feel a deep internal struggle as a black man as someone who mains Velma in Multiverses. And then a clip of Velma's ultimate where she calls the cops on her opponent. They did change it though. Now the mystery mobile comes and takes away the person who gets hit with the ultimate. It's not like a car or anything, or like a cop car now. So they changed that, which is probably a good thing. You know, there were some people. There were some people that were doing some memes about it. That were doing some memes with that. Okay, can I show an image? So yeah, they went ahead and they changed the cop car. They went ahead and they changed the cop car into the mystery mobile. And I think that was probably the best decision they could have made. Okay, so now you understand. Now you understand what they meant by that.
You know, and she's getting her own show. We're going to talk about this because the Mindy Kaling Velma series, which apparently is still happening, they're going to have a panel.
Of course they are, because if they cancel it, they're going to be accused of all kinds of bigotry.
These people do love to make these very, you know, broad statements about how, yes, you can't criticize this or tell the truth about this and that because you'll be called bigoted. Like, what? This getting canceled would be called bigoted? Okay. By the way, did they race swap Velma? It kind of looks like they race swapped Velma. Yeah, like... it looks like it! Wait, is my color, like, settings on my monitor, like, garbage? It says right there she's South Asian? Really? Wait, is this lore I just don't know about Velma? Here are some new pics of HBO Max looking at Velma series. This version of Velma is South Asian, will be voiced by Mindy. Voiced by Mindy? Who's Mindy? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. This version of Velma is South Asian. Oh my god, we're opening up the Scoobyverse. It's cracking open. This is literally an alternate, like, universe version of Velma. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. Mindy Kaling from The Office. Oh. Kaling? I've never watched The Office a single time in my life, but I've heard that actress is funny. So, cool.
Yes, yeah. This is the one where they race swap Velma and also put her in an R-rated situation, get your mind out the gutter. Well, I don't know yet. Maybe they're just trying to get people prepared for
I mean, it definitely does look like we're getting into some fucking R-rated material here. We've got a guy. This looks baller, actually. Like, I didn't even notice. There's a dude with his fucking head cut open with his brain missing. This seems to be Velma killing herself here, wearing nothing but a towel for some reason. She's literally sticking her hand into a burning toaster and a electrical appliance and getting electrocuted. I don't even know. Like, there's a lot going on here. Maybe she's got electric powers. I don't even know what's going on. Was she in the bath? Oh, bath towel, like in the bath of the toaster, maybe? I don't know. Seems like this is gonna it's gonna be on HBO Max for a reason, apparently.
You know, some hot
I have a feeling this isn't gonna be for kids.
Velma action here, but it's still happening, shockingly enough, when Zaslav has canceled other projects. Who knows? Let's talk about this, because why the hell not? Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 276,000 subs.
You guys should subscribe to me instead, because I have a lot less subscribers, and yeah, you should make it so left-wing channels have more subscribers than the right-wing channels, because that's pretty rare. So hit that sub button.
Thank you for the support. We do talk about cartoons, being cartoon fans, believe it or not, being fans of animation. And we have been watching Scooby Doo since forever, not since it was first on the air, because we're not that old.
Yes.
But in the 1980s and 90s, Scooby Doo was a staple in reruns. They used to rerun Scooby Doo over and over again.
There's a lot of reruns coming.
Yeah. And as far as Velma's concerned, when I was a little kid and I first started watching Scooby Doo, I thought it was three teenagers and their teacher or librarian, because Velma never came across as being a teenager to me. I think it's because she was pretty well endowed, you know, but she never came across as being a teenager.
Well, fair enough, I guess. Well, I guess. I mean, sure, okay. If she doesn't really look like a teenager, sure.
Only allowed.
Oh, a little weird. A little weird, though. I paused it for a reason. The well-endowed thing was a little... I don't... Like, I feel like there was some phrasing that could have been used a little better there, you know? Like, she looks older than the rest of them and behaves older than the rest of them. She's like the mature, most responsible one in the group, besides Fred. Fred, like, comes off as the oldest and most mature one in the group to me. And the only thing that really holds that back is he's a himbo. Yeah, he's a himbo. And Daphne, if I remember correctly, is, like, not much smarter than Fred. Like, at least that's the vibe that's given off. Like, she's good at solving mysteries, but she's kind of ditzy, if I remember correctly. Maybe they've changed that about her character. I remember her being ditzy and kind of a bimbo type. And obviously, like, Shaggy and Scooby aren't very smart either. Like, actually, none of them are all that. Actually, Fred was actually pretty smart. Fred was a good group leader, I remember. Fred would be like, all right, gang, wait, no, Fred was always the one that said they should split up. No, Fred was a fucking idiot, never mind. You know, Fred was always the one suggesting they split up, and Shaggy and Scooby were like, why? This never goes well. It never does. We've been doing this for 30 years. Probably more. This never goes well. How many places have we split up in, and it ends up going badly? I don't know. They need to break the third wall, or the fourth wall, whichever wall it is. I don't care.
When you're a lesbian.
Break
There
it.
you go. So anyway, she did have guys that she crushed on in those episodes. I do remember that. And even in the second live action movie, she had a thing for Seth Green's character, if I remember correctly. And, then she had a thing with Shaggy, which I was not on board with that, because I never thought,
that was dumb.
Shaggy and... Yeah.
Well, basically, because they were always ones that were paired off together, so we'll just give them a little something, something. Doesn't make sense.
It does make sense. Shaggy's just no.
Being honest, Velma being a lesbian makes more sense than her and Shaggy.
That is true. I will give you that. And Mystery Inc. actually, I'm going to be honest, is one of my favorite Scooby Doo series. I think it was very, very well done.
Dude, I remember watching the live action Scooby Doo. I believe, which one was it? It was the one where they're on the island. I remember watching that one at daycare as a little fucking kid. Maybe 6 years old at the oldest. Like on the fucking TV. That's a far back reach. We're reaching far into my childhood for that. Jesus. that movie was not for little kids. Yeah. Yeah, I started watching South Park when I was 8 years old. Okay, I don't really think that would have been an issue. That Scooby Doo movie comparatively.
That being said, it was an alternate universe, so it really didn't matter if that Velma was gay or bi or
It
whatever.
doesn't matter no matter what.
Because it's a cartoon character.
I mean,
You got to know. You have to know who your cartoon characters are sleeping with. You know.
So this feels like it feels cowardly to me, you know? Like right now you've got all these channels that are basically making a massive platform out of shitting on the concept of diversity, claiming any diversity is part of an agenda and like it's bad, it's being used to like push a woke narrative, which is destroying media, yada yada yada. And then you've got people like this who like want to gain from that audience. They want to siphon views and income and clout off of that like social like issue, but instead of making fun of the people like the Quartering who are, you know, making a big deal out of character is gay and people are happy about it, but that's bad somehow. Instead, their go-to is like, why does it really matter that the character is gay? Why is it important that we know this? Why is it important? This is, you know what this reminds me of? Who remembers when they first announced The Last of Us 2? And I mean they first announced The Last of Us 2. God, this video, I watched Destiny respond to this video. Like way back in the day. Destiny's response to this particular video was actually like kind of big for me. Like it made me realize how dumb it was for me to be so concerned with the idea that like the identity, sexuality, gender, etc. of characters was being put before like good games, and that if there was ever a bad game coming out, that would be why you would blame it on that. This video and Destiny debunking it made me realize that, and I feel like now, considering most of these takes have these are now 4-year-old takes that have very much been viewed as outdated nowadays. You guys aren't gonna have a very hard time seeing why these arguments are stupid. This video got overwhelming support back in the day. This type of complaint is the exact same type of complaint that the Clownfish TV people, I feel like, are making, where they're not brave enough to stand up against the inclusion of representation, but they have to call it out subtly. Let me show you the example. I'll try not to interrupt.
I've been a massive fan of Naughty Dog for almost a decade now. I still vividly remember that excitement I felt being just 14 years old and playing through Uncharted Drake's Fortune for the first time. Every day I'd come back from high school, and it's these kinds of games that would allow me to escape reality for a while, not having
So we got like the, oh yeah, media's escapism stuff. I like my escapism.
to think about my real life issues, but sit back and take on amazing adventures. Not only is Naughty Dog responsible for creating some of my favorite games, I genuinely feel thankful to them for making a part of my own success possible. Uncharted was the franchise that truly got me into gaming, the reason I created this YouTube channel. I've had friendly conversations with some of Naughty Dog's former employees, even got to
So here he sims for Naughty Dog a bit to get in front of people saying, oh, you're a Naughty Dog hater. And then here we get to the, I think this is where we get to it.
While their games are now of a level of quality that is close to unmatched, there's also another trend that has been on the rise. Certain ideological driving forces have become a bigger part of Naughty Dog's games as time has passed. I've long contemplated whether to make this video or not. See, I myself have been wanting to speak about this situation for quite a while now, because I also feel like it's something I need to be more open about. But it's such a loaded topic these days, and sadly I see most people looking at it like there are only two sides of the spectrum. Either you support it or you don't, and no matter what, you'll get some judgmental terms thrown at you from.
So to give you a reminder of what the culture around The Last of Us 2 was at this time, all that had been revealed, for the most part, was a clip of Ellie kissing Dina, her girlfriend. And that started this, where everybody was freaking out and losing their shit. You had like people excited for Last of Us 2 that were like, you know, not mad about gay people, making that shot like their banner on Twitter. And then you had like the people complaining that it was part of a woke agenda and that it was bad. This guy is too cowardly to say having gay people in the game is bad. So he basically resorts, and we're going to watch it because I want to specify it. He basically resorts to saying, why should it matter? Characters' identities shouldn't matter to you and how well you're able to relate to them. Why do you care so much? Why is it important? Because he's too cowardly to just say, I have a problem with these characters being included. I think their inclusion it makes the game worse. There's no other reason than that belief to make a video like this. And obviously, I've seen this whole video multiple times, so I know. But regardless, there's no other reason than to make a video like this other than that. Or if you're just trying to farm off of the hate.
People who believe themselves to be on that other side. Speak up about it, and the ease with which terms like SJW and beta male are thrown at you on one side, but also homophobe and sexist just as much on the other, is absolutely...
He takes the very rational centrist side, like, oh yeah, not everybody who likes the game is an SJW beta male, but not everybody who is mad about this inclusion is a racist, or not a racist, a homophobe. Okay, I think the issue is a little bit more, virulent and volatile online than some people have, some small disagreements.
Absolutely astounding to me. All of these weak...
Listen, what it feels like is a desire to not upset anybody, right? To have your cake and eat it too.
Callings are often used by people who simply don't want to, or more likely aren't able to, come up with a legitimate counter-argument. I have no doubt in my mind that after posting this video, I'll get called certain names too. But I'm done being politically correct, to step away from the discussion on my channel out of fear for what others will say. I have great faith that almost all of my viewers, those of you watching right...
So, has this guy made a video anytime between now, or like this video and now, where he complains about cancel culture? This video's from 4 years ago. I'm done being politically correct. I'm done being afraid of what people will say about me or to me when I express my opinion. 2 years later. Cancel culture, cancel culture. Like fucking everybody who used to talk about how they're not afraid to offend people now complaining about cancel culture, which is literally just people being offended by what they said and calling them out.
Right now are respectful human beings. You can listen to both sides of a debate, and even though you may not always agree, that's fine. You understand that there are those who hold other opinions. It's really that simple, and
true.
I guess I shouldn't make it
Marketplace of ideas. You guys gotta remember, this is back during like the Dave Rubin era of politics on YouTube.
a bigger deal than it actually is. So let's get into it.
Okay.
So I wanted to learn more about it on my own, so I started reading some of these books. And whether we want to admit it or not, these are role models.
Oh yeah, he complains a little bit about one of the people who works with like Naughty Dog or works on The Last of Us, or this might be Neil Druckmann himself, like said that he is actually like a fan of Anita Sarkeesian. And he did criticize some of the, you know, absurd designs for women in games. I want to be clear, by the way, I don't know who this is on the right, but Cortana and Quiet are hot as fuck. If I would do nothing. I would never in my life think to change their designs. I like them. I like their characters. I like their designs. I think they're hot. I think they're cool. I think they're fine as they are. But there's a quote from a very, a woman who I think is particularly close to this topic. The quote goes as follows: "It is possible to both simultaneously enjoy a piece of media while also calling out and criticizing its more pernicious elements." I might have fucked up the quote. You can enjoy something and criticize it, basically. Wait, Cortana is 8 years old? No, you got me, dude. No, that's actually very... I kind of wish I'd brought up Cortana as an example during the Dunking on the Lolicon segment, because their go-to defense is always the 3,000-year-old dragon lolly. But I bet they would criticize somebody for saying they find Cortana hot because I guess canonically she's an AI that's existed for 8 years, which is their lifespan before they go corrupted. But like visually, personality-wise, voice-wise, and everything else, she's an adult woman. So when we talk about fictional characters and whether or not it's weird to be attracted to them, it is very much the coding of the character that matters. And yeah, obviously Cortana is very much adult woman coded. I don't think I need to... Yeah.
Models. And yet we sexualize, we objectify, we marginalize, and we reduce these female characters to a lot less than they can be.
That's true.
So while
To
working
a
on The
degree.
Last of Us, I had this secret agenda.
This is a small clip.
So I like how he cut out that clip. He goes on to say his secret agenda was to make it so that the female characters in the story were not simply sex objects to be ogled at, but were actual, like, people and characters, not love interests or characters to be objectified. Even Dina, who is literally the woman who is the base of, like, who is the subject of Ellie's affection, the woman that Ellie is doing everything to protect, the woman she loves, even the character of Dina is not relegated to a side character that's objectified and made into the princess in the castle. She's a character who, like, adventures with you, and, like, Dina's more akin to Atreus from God of War 2018 than to, like, Princess Peach, you know? And The Last of Us 2. You guys have played the game, I assume, or at least some of you are aware of the game enough to know what I'm talking about. Like, this wasn't just some... Yeah, like, I don't know. It feels a lot like there was this time back in the day where there were people that just felt iffy about so many characters that didn't look like them being in video games. Because, take it from me as a gamer, I have grown up with game characters just kind of generally almost always looking enough like me that if I just kind of let my eyes glaze over, I could imagine myself as the character playing the game, which is, of course, the point. You are supposed to be able to sort of put yourself into a character in a game or in any media. You're supposed to be able to identify with characters. It's a large part of what makes the characters matter more than just being a well-written fictional person, right? Is relatability and, like, the ability to understand how they feel and, like, you know, saying, oh, I have, like, you know, characters that feel like you can express more about that character in so much fewer words, I feel like, than any other character could, right? And I'm not saying that's exclusive to the way people look or their identity or their sexuality, but, like, if you're gay in America, chances are that's a big part of your life, whether you like it or not, right? A lot of these people will try to say, wait, can we find the meme? Hold on. The type of gays I respect. The reason why I'm showing this meme is because the person who made this original meme came out and was like, I made this when I was like 14. I'm now like 18 or 20 or something, and I realized this was fucking stupid. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with the sentiment of this meme anymore, but this was the meme. Oh, and they came out as LGBT. They ended up being LGBT. So this is the meme. Gay people I respect, acts like a normal human being, has a personality, doesn't force upon you the fact that they're gay, literally is a normal person that you can be friends with. Gay people I do not respect. Sexuality is the focal point of their existence. Rainbow flag everything and everywhere, including but not limited to profile picture, clothing, and jewelry. Complains about straight people constantly. Dresses like a clown to show the world how gay they are. The person who made this meme, like, 6 or 7 years later, came out as LGBT and, like, denounced the meme. It's amazing. Anyway, it really is that level of engagement from people like this, right? They feel as though the good gays are the ones that are just, like, normal people that don't talk about being gay, because when you talk about being gay, you're obsessing over your identity. But, like, the problem is that when people talk about being straight, no one realizes it. Or I should more likely say straight people don't notice it. Because talking about being straight is the default to straight people. When I go to my friends and I talk about a hot girl, that's discussing being straight. I'm a heterosexual man talking about a hot girl I like. Or like, that's you know, like that is discussing straight sexuality, heterosexuality, like, if we're being honest. But nobody recognizes it as such because it's seen as the default in heterosexual spaces and by heterosexual people. The problem with people that think this way is that they've lived their lives with, like, what they are being the default, and they've had no real issue when it comes to finding characters they relate with. So when they see minorities talking about how, like, hey, I think it's pog that this character is gay, they're like, why does it matter so much to you what this character's identity is, or who they fuck, or what their skin color is? Can't you, you know, enjoy their character regardless? And of course the answer to that is yes, but people like to sometimes see people that look like them in media, especially when it's not as common as they would like it to be, you know? A lot of media, especially in the West, has kind of been white person dominated for a long time. Hollywood especially, very white dominated. It's just how things have been for a long time. So there's high value placed by people that desire to see people looking like them, or with lives like them or identities like them represented in media as role models to look up to, or just frankly just a reminder that they exist, you know? Like imagine you're like 6 years old and you end up like, when you're 10 years old, you're going to realize you have gender dysphoria. You're going to see you're going to go to a gender clinic, you're going to get diagnosed, get on hormone blockers and hormones and all that. But at 6 years old, you find out that trans people exist, and that's it. You just know they exist. You see them in some media or something, and then 4 years later, now you have that basis of that's a thing. You know that being trans is a thing to go off of, right? And that's part of why representation is important, right? Trans people should be able to know that trans people exist. Gay people should be able to know gay people exist. Sexuality and gender identity has always been so complicated because without the existence of knowledge of being gay or being trans, whatever, people keep themselves in the closet. And then you get situations where like a dude in his 30s or 40s who's like married with 3 kids gets caught having sex with a man, and like his entire fucking life is ruined, like, divorce, loses kids, all that. Like, that's the kind of shit that happens when, LGBT people, when they're young, are literally just not allowed to be exposed to LGBT people because they didn't, like, for many of them, they might not even known that was a thing you could be, right? Or if they did know that was a thing that you could be, the only context they heard about it was in homophobic rants. So yeah, positive representation is important. And the people who care about it are not like obsessing over nothing. The people who are mad about it, though, I would say are definitely obsessing over nothing. Anyway, if you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like, whether you're watching live or after the fact and this goes up as its own video. It really does help out the channel more than you even realize. And of course, you can also, follow my social medias, all linked down below, including my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, fan Discord, and more. And finally, if you want to support me financially and you've got the money for it and you don't need it for anything else, and you want to support my goal to move up to Seattle and start raising quail and all that good stuff, then please consider donating, subscribing, or even gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live. But you can also support me over on YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and hell, even Patreon. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and have a good one.